Do you struggle with your fat loss? Well, here are the 3 things that you're missing out on and why you cannot lose fat. And more importantly, how to fix it. My name is Coach Seth. I've worked with over 10,000 people remotely on successful weight loss transformations. I'm here to drop some knowledge to get you where you want to be today. Now, there is a lot of information out there that may go right over your head, but if we focus on some basic stuff here, right? If you are trying to lose fat, we can find what works and more importantly, how to improve those things that are not working for you. So, why you can't lose fat and more importantly, how to fix it. We want to make sure that we are focusing on some key principles here. So, before I get into that, I'm curious though, if you're listening and you're watching this, what are your goals? What's the one thing you're looking to do right now, right? So we have a couple months left in 2024, right? So if you're trying to become the best version of yourself, let me know in the comments below what your goal is, whether it's weight loss, whether it's muscle gain, put that in the comments so that way when I continue to do these trainings, I can give you the right insight and the right training and the right knowledge to get you where you want to be. So, but there's 3 things that you're missing out on, and if you're not focusing on these 3 things, your fat loss, all that stuff is not gonna go from where it needs to be. So the first thing you need to focus on, right, is we need to make sure that we are giving ourselves enough rest, enough timing in between our workouts. So having rest and recovery is just as important as the workout itself. The reason why is that you can only stimulate your muscles and all your body so much before you need to rest and before it needs to rebuild itself. So if you're trying to lose fat, right, you can only run so many miles, you can only do so many workouts, you only push so hard before your body keeps breaking down, and eventually that messes up all your hormones, all those things that are not working for you, right? We want to make sure those things are working for, with us instead of against us. You don't want to be in a hamster wheel losing the same 5-10 pounds over and over again. So if you're one of those people, raise your hand, right? The reason why is you're not allowing your body to rest and recover and get where it needs to be. The number 2 reason why you may be missing out on is you're not allowing for progressive overload. You're not stimulating your body. You're not being consistent with what you're doing, right? So we want to have consistent improvement, right? So improvement is what we want to do, whether it's increasing the weight, whether it's increasing the reps. We want to make sure that we're allowing our body to be stimulated. We're allowing our muscles to grow. If we don't have some kind of improvement, if we keep doing the same thing over and over again, you can increase the intensity, you can increase the density, you can add more sets, you can add more reps, you can increase the time. If you're not increasing the stuff that you need to get into, again, this is some stuff that I'm going to go over a little bit later as well. We're not going to get better. We're not going to go anywhere, and you're going to have a big frowny face. You're going to be sad. We don't want that. We want to be happy. We want to get the results that we want, right? So we want to make sure that we're having some kind of constant improvement in our workouts, right? So then number 3, right, is that we're not allowing ourselves to have, again, going with number 1, we're not giving ourselves the best type of nutrition that we need, right? So number 3, honestly, is king for anything you're trying to do with your body. If you're not focusing on your nutrition, you're not giving yourself the right nutrients, then you're not gonna get where you want to be. So you need to make sure that you're giving yourself enough nutrients for muscle growth. You're gonna allow your body to recover. All these things are gonna come full circle, right? So that way you can improve and get where you want to be. Give yourself a big smiley face, right? So those are the 3 things that you're missing out on. And here are the 3 things that I'm gonna go over that you need to do to make sure that when you are doing your workouts and all that stuff, that you have down pat. So, but before I get to that, curious, did you know about any of the things I just talked about? Was that like a big brain moment for you? Did it help you? Let me know in the comments below before I get into this next part here. All right, so let's talk about workouts. So, a lot of different things you can do for workouts. You can lift weights, you can go for runs, you can do yoga, you can do some mobility stuff. You can do a mixture of all those different things, right? So if you want your workouts to be on point and you want to increase your ability for your body to burn fat, you need to focus on these next couple things I'm going to be talking to you about, because without this, we're not going to improve those three things that I talked about earlier. You're just going to be stuck in that same wheel of losing the same 5 to 10 pounds over and over and over again, right? So number one, right, as I touched about it a little bit earlier, is we want to have an increase in intensity. So increase your intensity. And there's a bunch of different ways you can do this, right? You can increase the reps. You can increase the weight that you're lifting. You can change the tempo and the time, so decrease the time for, allowing yourself to increase the intensity. It's going to raise your heart rate and some other stuff. But depending on how you're lifting, sometimes you might want to have a little bit more time. But really what it boils down to is increase your intensity. A bunch of different ways you can do that. And you need to focus on increasing that, right? So if you don't, we're going to be stuck in that same cycle of doing the same things over and over again, expecting results. Definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting results. Albert Einstein, guy a lot smarter than me, he said that. So if you knew that, and you keep doing it, you're making a choice, and that's not good. We don't want that, right? So now when we increase our intensity, the things that we need to focus on is compound movements. So what I mean by compound movements, right, is these are the things that you're using multiple appendages, multiple body parts, right? So you're working smarter, not harder, right? It's got to kill a bird with, two birds with one stone, right? You're not just throwing something against the wall and hoping it sticks, right? These are the things that are going to allow your body to tap into that higher intensity of what you need. So again, your compound movements are multiple muscle groups, multi-things, right? So we want to make sure that we are engaging our core. So our core, most people think of your abs, your six-pack, your abdominals, all that stuff. Your core essentially is from your shoulders to your knees, right? That is the core of your body if you really think about it. So if we're engaging those things, the bit larger muscle groups, as we're progressing, our intensity should be going up. So we want to make sure that we're increasing our compound movements, right? And that can be the same thing if you're doing body weight stuff, right? That's going to help you get where you want to be. Which the next part here, we're going to talk about active recovery, right? So, you definitely need to rest, by all means. But you need to make sure that you are participating in something that's going to allow you to increase with what you're doing, right? So active recovery, what I mean by that is don't just sit there on the couch eating potato chips and watching football and drinking beer, right? So those things are not going to serve you. You need to be able to move. You're trying to, increase your fat loss. We want to be active as much as possible. So that might mean taking your dog for a walk. That might mean, if you're a parent, being active with your kids. That might mean going, instead of running all the time, going to the pool. I have a lot of clients that they run long distance, and what I have them do is I have them go to the pool. It engages your whole body. You're active, it's fun, it doesn't feel like a workout. Those type of things is what you need to focus on, right? That could be taking a Zumba class, that could be going to yoga, that could be walking a 5K with your family. I know that we got a couple coming up here with the fall season, so doubling down on those days where you don't feel like you can go to do a workout, go to the gym, go to CrossFit, do those things that you normally do, be active in some way. Cleaning your house is a great one. I know that we all should clean our house a little bit more, right? Myself included. But that being said, right, so focusing on these three things here for your workouts is definitely going to help you go from a frowny face to a happy face, because you're going to start getting results, start getting the things that you want, start improving, start getting your fat loss spiking up, right? So focusing on those three things there. Again, recapping the things that you may be missing out on, right? So proper rest, make sure we're recovering with what we're doing, make sure we're increasing, the weights, all that stuff. So the intensity, we want to make sure that we're allowing our nutrition to do the bulk of our work for us. We can never outwork a bad diet, no matter how much you do. It's a lot easier to eat less than it is to do more, but if you are focusing on your workouts, these are the things you need to focus on: increasing your intensity, compound movements, and being active as much as possible on your rest days. Not necessarily doing a workout, but allowing your body to still burn calories. So, because you can't expect to lose weight if you're eating like crap, right? So, boom, mic drop. There it is, folks. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Hopefully this was insightful for you. Hopefully this was some things that kind of blew up in your mind. Interested to know, though, what was your biggest takeaway from today's video? Let me know in the comments below. And if you do need help, don't hesitate to reach out. A lot of you all, after these videos, you send me a message and we get to rock and roll and do a better you. But thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And I'll catch you all on Flippy Flop. Peace.